Howdy everyone, today is the day we get our Fleetwood Bounder back up and running. Stay tuned. We bought a new battery. Got it charging. The old one has definitely seen better days. We've got 12 fresh gallons of diesel. Yes, I know that is not a diesel regulated can, but you gotta do what you gotta do. We've done a lot to this baby over the last few days. We dropped the diesel fuel tank. We drained all that nasty diesel fuel that was left in it as well. Replaced the entire fuel line system all the way back to the rear engine. Josh was able to grease the front axle components. And of course, it had its first wash in a couple of years. We've got so much more left to do before we're ready to take it out on its first adventure. So let's get this baby cranked. All right, I've looked at ChatGPT. I've done searches on Google. I've asked a couple of people, and they all say that this particular engine on my Bounder should have a manual lever to be able to prime the system. I have looked everywhere. Josh has looked everywhere. We cannot locate it. If you want to help us find it, stay tuned for after the video for pictures of all the engine bay from all different angles so that you can help point us in the right direction for future use. Yep, I'm dirty again. No worries. But Josh's cousin, who has worked on lots of diesel engines in the past, him and Josh spoke. They both agreed that we are going to try a different method in order to see about priming this system. So stay tuned. Josh and his cousin talked about using a hand pump so that we can get the diesel all the way to the highest point. So this is one of the lines that I was able to connect to when replacing all of the fuel line. This is our water separator. So I'm definitely going to disconnect from here, use the hand pump to get as much of the air out of the line as possible, and I will do the same for the 5/16 hose. All right, y'all, let me know if and when you see diesel coming.
It's coming fast.
Yay, there's some diesel coming. All right, now let's do this very carefully. All right, there should be diesel in that line. Let me tighten this up and get the other line done. All right, I know it's probably hard to see, but that little line right there is the very top of our 5/16. So that's where I'm gonna connect to now. All right, here we go. I hear some air escaping. Hold on a second. I got it squeezed as tight as I can. Hopefully that'll be enough to get some diesel through. Yeah, there it comes. All right, let me hook her back up. Got it all hooked back up. All right, we're gonna give it a try. Cross your fingers, say a prayer. Hopefully this thing cranks. All right, I hear something working. Oh, it's trying. Yay, it is working. Whoop, whoop. The generator is doing great also. We are one step closer. So, how does it make you feel that we got it cranked?
Good. Now I'm ready to get this thing cleaned and get the air on.
Yes, and I need a bath, as you can tell.
But that fuel gauge is low. LOL.
Yep, definitely. 12 gallons is not a lot for a 100-gallon tank. She is purring. All right, y'all, I'm going to give you a walkthrough very briefly of the interior of our 93 Fleetwood Bounder. Please, y'all, no judgment. Like I told you in a previous video, we have not used it for 2 years, and it just sitting out there, us not really doing anything to it. So, let's take a look. All right, here is the master bedroom. When we first bought it back in 2020, we did get rid of the queen and replace it with a king. Closet, y'all, it is a mess. Please excuse it. We did originally put paneling up, but as you can see, unfortunately, we have had a water leak, so definitely need some work there. Speaking of water leaks, this entire piece of wallpaper fell off. As you can see, more than likely, one of the big leaks there. Nice pantry. Our bathroom, which was really nice for its day and age, but more water leak. Y'all ever have one of those rooms in your house where it just collects everything like a junk room? Yeah, we have one of those in our house also, but the RV has somewhat become part of it as well. Here is the front of the coach. We have our dinette area, our couch, and our driver's section. And of course, our kitchen. Some type of bug or something got in here. You see all that sawdust? We got to figure all of that out. All right, let's get these batteries out. Looks like it's a 9/16. That one's a little bit. As you can see, the house batteries are a little swollen. They're 1/2 inch. Good rule of thumb, mark them. Use that little green plus, green minus, plus, minus. There are all the old batteries. 2 of the house batteries, we'll replace them back in 21. And then the cranking battery, or the engine battery, we replaced in late 2020 when we first bought this RV. We are going to clean this up a little bit and get it painted again before we reinstall the new batteries. Y'all continue to follow along as we get this baby cleaned back up and go on our first adventure in a few weeks. Well, our first adventure in a few years. Take care, and I'll talk to you all soon. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for watching, following along with us. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button, give me a like, a thumbs up. Thank you very much, and thank you, Lord, for letting this be able to work. Next up, we'll be getting it a little bit more clean. We're going to be taking it to the shop to get all these tires replaced. So stay tuned with us.